A breaking news update now in Butler County, where crews were still on the scene of a house fire mid-morning southwest of Augusta. One firefighter did suffer a sore neck when a piece of the ceiling came down on him, but he was treated at the scene, nothing serious. And this is near Southwest Santa Fe Lake Road and Southwest 110th Street. The Augusta Fire Department says part of that ceiling did fall. He did not need to go to the hospital for treatment. There is significant damage to the second story. That's where firefighters say the flames were contained to 2 or 3 rooms. No one else hurt. The cause of the fire is still under investigation, but we'll keep you updated as we learn more live and on our 12 News app and website.